Ever since the announcement of Good Callaway, as well as Grant, Micah, and TaylorMade, there have been a slew of public reactions, both positive and negative, conversations around the space, what this could mean now and going forward, and a few other things that I just need to hear your thoughts on. I love the fact that we've been able to create a bit of a community in the comment sections of these videos, people who genuinely care about this kind of stuff and are interested to chat about it. So be sure, guys, drop in the comments below. At the end of this one, we're going to go through two main takes, and then I want to hear your thoughts on them. Just before jumping into the content today, though, I wanted to let you know that the Goat Lane shoe giveaway, I'm going to be announcing the winner in the next video uploaded to this channel. So the next video I upload, likely either Wednesday or Thursday, I'm going to be announcing the winner. So be sure, if you want to know if you won, number one, hit that subscribe button so you're entered to win. But number two, if you want to know if you won, you have to tune into the next video I upload. I'm going to be announcing the winner in that video. And finally, that video is going to be my first on-course vlog, my first 18-hole stroke play, putt everything out video. I've seen the comments for you guys, I've seen the interest, and honestly, if that's something you guys want to see, I'm happy to give it to you. So I've gone out, I've recorded it, editing it now, I'm going to have it up hopefully later this week, give you guys a bit of a baseline of where my game is at, and talk a little bit about future plans and some things we could have coming down the pipeline. Alright, so the first thing I wanted to chat about is a conversation that I've seen going around, both to me personally in DMs, etc., but also around the community. And it was a video Peter Finch made talking about basically the reaction to this in the announcements of the Callaway Good deal, as well as Micah and Grant and TaylorMade, and how this is shaping kind of the world of brand partnerships with club manufacturers. Because obviously in the past, club manufacturers, as soon as you got on, and Peter Finch talks about this in his video, as soon as you got on to say the DP World Tour, you instantly had like a 50 grand deal with a club manufacturer. It was basically guaranteed. But according to him, in the last few years, and speaking with buddies of his that he knows on tour, that's definitely not the case anymore. It's a very select few that are actually getting paid endorsement deals by these brands. Some may just get clubs sent to them, whatever, to play with, but as far as actually club manufacturers investing in individuals to hopefully move product for them, this is a landscape that is shifting. And that's the conversation they're having is this something that is going to be shifting permanently to this influencer world? And again, I'm going to link Peter's video down below, but he makes a great argument in the fact that, like, if you really think about the viewership and the impact potential, the impression potential of, say, Grant, Micah, Good on a weekly basis versus that of someone who's kind of in the lower ranking tour level of either the PGA or DP World Tour, or whatever tour you want to put them on, obviously minus, you know, the top guys out there competing for wins every weekend, players on tour, their ability to really make an impact to a brand in terms of moving product is 1000% going to be less so than individuals who are posting content, who have engaged viewers coming specifically to watch them play, not to watch the event, but to watch them play the game, and curious about what they might be using as clubs, and then influence the decision of what they end up putting in their own bags at home. So really, I think this whole thing paints a massive picture of the fact that this is where this is moving. I mean, the Bob to Sports Callaway thing only slaps that point home even further. Like, those are not guys who are trying to go pro in golf. Those are not guys who are even necessarily claiming to play the best golf in the world. And again, no knock on them, but they're out there for a good time. They're out there to represent the average golfer. Very similar to Foreplay. And Foreplay's had to deal with TaylorMade now for a couple of years. So you can really see that these brands, they're moving so far away from the model of just sponsoring pro golfers. Now, obviously, again, Rory McIlroy, you know, John Rahm, all these guys, they're always going to have very impactful club deals, way more impactful than any of these YouTubers. But what we are talking about here is the average pro golfer, the average to lower level pro golfer, versus that money going towards these YouTube influencers. I think this is a change that's here to stay, but that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. So let me know your thoughts on that below. The second thing I want to talk about, though, and kind of bridging from that, is the public reaction. Now, obviously, we had the dramatic back and forth between TaylorMade and like Good sort of, with the comments of the good to great comments, and then the Bubby response and all of that jazz. That was a lot. That was definitely something that I think was PR driven. I think for TaylorMade, it was definitely just something they were doing, and a lot of you guys were commenting that it was like a market savvy thing, like this happens with these club brands, whatever. So I think that's something that's going to blow over and pass by. But the public response, the individual people, I think this is an interesting one. This is one you guys have been messaging me a lot to talk about, because it's kind of black and white. You see, if you look at the videos of Grant and of Micah on their channels, of Good on their channels, it's a lot of support. The top, 100 comments are all very supportive, people saying that this is awesome, they're stoked for them, whatever. But if you go to the individual brands posts, Callaway and TaylorMade specifically, and you look at the comment section of them posting these guys and the announcements of these guys and whatever, there's obviously positive, but there's also a kind of disproportionate amount, at least compared to their own videos, of negative. And this is an interesting point to discuss, because easy blanket statement, there's always going to be negative stuff on the internet. No matter who you are, what you post, whatever, you post videos on the internet and people watch them, there's always going to be a very, very small percentage, but it feels like a large of the viewers that comment something negative. That's just part of the game of making videos on social media. But when you start seeing a majority, or at least what feels like a majority of the comments in there being negative, it definitely raises questions. And this is a weird situation because, like I just said, Micah and Grant's videos, Good's videos on their channels were met with very positive support, but then on these bigger brands' profiles, you see a bit more of that negative. Why I think this is? I think this is because a lot of the people who follow TaylorMade are following TaylorMade for professional golf. I think a lot of people who are following Callaway are following for Callaway professional golf. They're following them to see tour pros, to see the new clubs and what clubs they should buy. For the most part, I think a lot of the follower base of these pro golf companies at the moment is people of an older generation. Obviously, the game of golf, a big push that's been happening both in pro golf and whatever, is to introduce the game to a younger audience, to make the game cool, to make it fun, to make it athletic, all of these things. And it's been very successful. But that is in large part because of these content creators on this platform on YouTube. Professional golfers and people who have been following professional golfers for years and years and years probably have no idea what's going on in this YouTube world. And so then they see TaylorMade, someone who's always been posting Tiger Woods and Tommy Fleetwood and Rory McIlroy and all these guys, all of a sudden start promoting these YouTubers, and they start seeing these guys come up on their profiles, and you get those comments of like, who are these people? Why are they getting this money? We don't want them here. Bring back the pro golfers, whatever. But this to me is very interesting because I think it represents a bit of a generational shift. I think it represents TaylorMade and Callaway and all these brands seeing that they want this younger audience coming in. They want the viewership potential of these guys who really are going to be bringing a new audience into their world, an audience that may not care too much about professional golf. I've even noticed it myself. I've experimented with talking about more of the professional golf side of things versus the content golf side of things, and you guys are just 100 times more interested in YouTube golf than you are in professional golf, and that's just facts. You can see it from the numbers. Like, that is statistical facts, and it's just very interesting to me. And I think that's something that's shaping the internet viewership, the YouTube, the Instagram, all that. This is something that's moving in a direction where younger people are finding the game of golf through these platforms and less so through what's going on CBS on a Sunday. So all in all, I think it super validates what these companies have done in signing these guys. I think the fact that they have kind of negativity or whatever in their comment section shows that their current audience doesn't even know who these guys are. And so these guys who have a massive audience are likely going to be bringing that audience in who may be completely new to these brands. Obviously they know who they are, but as far as being part of their ecosystems, that's what they want, and that I think is what's going to happen.